Hey guys, it's Mei-Ō. What we're going to be talking about today is the will of D, which still holds a huge amount of lore and mystery. Now, before we start, if you haven't checked out the first part of my theory, go ahead and check it out. It's about the Void Century. Once you finish watching that, this video will make a lot more sense. This theory is going to be a three-part theory. So it will mostly be about Emu, but it will all come together once you listen to each video. Before we start the video, I just want to shout out to John Smith. Welcome to the crew, and thank you for subscribing. Just like the will of D being alive, the will to subscribe is still alive in you. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button and like button and enjoy the video. Now let's get into the video. So a major thing that we know is the poneglyphs and the world government. The world government is forcing people not to know anything about the poneglyphs and what the information has. And the reason why they're not allowing people to know this information is because of Emu, which is something that has been confirmed. Why is he doing that? What I said in my previous video is it's because he doesn't want to lose his power, his grasp on the world. And that is why he created this tyrannical system. And that is also why the government is truly against the pirate era. They're not against the pirates just because they want to live and do what the pirates usually do, like plunge and seize and all of that. That might be a slight reason that they don't like the pirate era. But the pirate era is mostly due because the will of Roger. This will that Roger imbued in the pirate era is something that would go against Emu's plan, his tyrannical force. So like I said, Emu, he might not really enjoy the amount of pirate activity, but he mostly dislikes the possibility that the will of D could change his tyrannical force. And that is why when Roger was executed, it was a huge problem and a huge uproar. And as well as when Whitebeard died. And he actually said that the One Piece is still there. It's still true. It is actually alive. The One Piece lives, and that's why the government doesn't want people to know. They were hoping to snuff out this little will that people have, and Whitebeard rejuvenated that feeling, that ember. So now, what does this say about everything else? Well, I believe that it says that there is a huge clash of wills. The clashing of wills. Throughout the New World, or since the beginning of the New World, there has been multiple clashes of wills. And throughout these clashes, we see people clash with their conqueror's haki. But one thing that I haven't seen anybody mention, or what I've noticed, is the clash between the will of Joy Boy and now a new enemy, which is Emu, and his will. We've always seen Luffy go against the government and the Marines, but I feel like there's something more. That the will of D is the will of Joy Boy, which we've seen this before, and the will of the government is now the will of Emu. So these two clashes of will has been in the One Piece world for a very long time, which end up making me think, what if Emu and Joy Boy knew each other at some point in time, where they clashed between each other for literally decades or centuries, that they're similar. Joy Boy is similar to Luffy and Roger, and the person that Emu is similar to, they're arch rivals. So in Roger's case, it was Rox D. Zebek, and in Luffy's case, it's Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach. So I started thinking even more, what if there was a major rivalry between Emu and Joy Boy? This would most likely lead to why the Void Century end up happening and why the ancient kingdom end up being destroyed. Also, throughout the story, we've learned from Corazon that the natural enemy of quote unquote the gods are the D-Clan. So my theory is, or at least part of my theory in this video is that what if the reason why the D-Clan has been sort of mitigated or like not well known is because the government doesn't want the D-Clan to end up rising up again, which we know. As I said in my previous video, the Straw Hats, at least what I believe the Straw Hats were meant for, was a form of brotherhood. Each Straw Hat, which so far we know there's only two, but I believe that there are more. That is why there was more rooms when Emu went inside that storage. But each race has a leader that has their own Straw Hat. And I believe that this sort of created a system in the ancient kingdom that that allowed them to be powerful. This sort of brotherhood or system that the ancient kingdom created was a force to be reckoned with, and that is why the 20 kingdoms couldn't possibly have that amount of manpower. Now, I feel like it sort of led to something, that somebody in this alliance in the ancient kingdom created the major collapse, and that is why the 20 kingdoms end up overpowering this ancient kingdom and created the world government. Now, who is the person? I honestly believe it's Emu. Emu was probably living in the Void Century, that he survived that long. And he's the one that sort of betrayed Joy Boy and this ancient kingdom for it to collapse. Doing this will allow him to be the one in power and not Joy Boy. And I feel like that is what Emu wanted. He wanted the collapse of this great nation because he couldn't control it. It's most likely the same connection between what Luffy has and what Marshall D. Teach has. That Luffy, he has everybody naturally coming to his side, that naturally want to be his friend and ends up caring about him. But I feel like it's not the same way for Teach. That Teach, the only people that want to be on his side are the people that want power, but the connection and friendship isn't there. And that is why I feel that Imu ends up breaking the agreement he has with Joy Boy and causing the collapse of the ancient kingdom. All right, guys, so just let me know what you guys think. Comment in the comment section below. If you're a new subscriber, say hi in the comments and I'll definitely shout you out in my next video. Like I said, tell me what you think. I will be making more theory videos because of the whole 30 for 30 that I got going on. So just stay tuned for more videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next One Piece video.